The silence of humanity. The galaxy was at war, and it was unlike anything seen before. Thousands of planets burned, countless species teetered on the brink of extinction, and alliances that had stood for millennia crumbled like sand. The Great War, they called it, a conflict so devastating that even the Galactic Federation, the once mighty coalition of species that controlled vast sectors of the universe, was on its knees. But there was one system the war had not touched. Sol, the home of humanity. In the heart of the Federation's command center, High Chancellor Zorlin surveyed a holographic map of the galaxy. Every light represented a world either fallen or under siege, and the lights were going out faster than they could keep track. His forearms were crossed in a gesture of frustration, his mandibles clicking nervously. "How many systems lost this week?" he asked, though he already knew the answer. 16, replied General Thal, a hulking reptilian creature with scales that shimmered under the dim lights. 5 colonies eradicated, and the rest have joined the enemy. Our forces can't hold them back much longer, Zorlin sighed. And still, we haven't heard from them. The humans? Thal growled, his voice laced with contempt and a hint of fear. They've remained silent, as they always do. The room fell into an uncomfortable silence. For years, humanity had been something of an enigma to the rest of the galaxy. After first contact, the Federation was eager to absorb them into its fold. They were technologically primitive at first, but their potential was undeniable. They adapted quickly, learned faster than anyone anticipated. But then, something changed. Humanity withdrew from galactic affairs, choosing isolation. Rumors spread. Some said their war machines were unlike anything anyone had seen. Others claimed they had weapons that could obliterate entire star systems. But the most terrifying rumor of all? That humanity had become something more than anyone could understand. Zorlin had always dismissed those stories. Until now. We could use their help, Thal admitted, though it seemed to pain him to say it. "Are you out of your mind?" Zorlin snapped. "You want to ask humans for help? Do you know what they could do? Do you even understand what might happen if we provoke them? What's the alternative? We're losing this war. We're desperate." "We are," Zorlin said quietly, his eyes narrowing at the map. "But we're not suicidal." A meeting of desperation. 3 days passed before Zorlin gave in to his council's demands. The war was escalating, and the Federation's fleet was in tatters. The enemy, a monstrous collective of sentient machines called the Hive Mind, showed no mercy. Every battle was lost. Every plea for peace ignored. And with every defeat, the enemy grew stronger. Finally, Zorlin sent a small envoy to Earth. They didn't go in person, no one was that brave. Instead, they used the oldest method of communication known to the galaxy. A message broadcast on every frequency, into every corner of the Sol system. "This is the Galactic Federation, calling upon humanity. We seek your aid in the most dire of circumstances. The galaxy is falling to the hive mind, and the message cut out. The crew aboard the Federation ship panicked. "What happened?" Thal demanded. "It's not us," the communications officer stammered. "They cut us off." "They cut us off?" Thal repeated, bewildered. "No one cut off the Federation." "Did they respond?" Before the officer could answer, the screen flickered. A face appeared, human female, pale, with dark eyes that seemed far too calm for the situation. She looked them over for a long moment. "You're asking for help," she said, as if the very idea amused her. "From us." Zorlin stepped forward, straightening his robes. "We would be—" "I wasn't talking to you," the woman interrupted, her gaze boring into Zorlin as if he were a mere insect. "I was speaking to your general." Thal shifted uncomfortably, but remained silent. She smiled. "Interesting. You're scared of us." Zorlin cleared his throat. There are rumors about your people. The woman's smile widened. Oh, I'm sure there are. But if you want our help, you'll have to do one thing. What is that? Zorlin asked, bracing himself for an outrageous demand. Beg. Silence. The crew exchanged horrified looks. Zorlin's face flushed a deep purple, his mandibles clicking in fury. This is not a time for games. Oh, but it is, the woman said, leaning forward slightly. You see, for centuries, you've watched us. You've wondered what we're capable of. And we've let you. But now you're on the edge of annihilation, and you come crawling to us. So if you want to see what humanity is truly capable of, I suggest you get on your knees and ask nicely. Val took a step forward. We don't have time for this. Our people are dying. She tilted her head. Then died. The transmission cut out. Humanity's response. It was 2 weeks before the hive mind's main fleet reached the Sol system. Thousands of ships, blotting out the stars as they prepared to launch an all-out assault on Earth. The Federation's finest had tried to fight them off, but it was hopeless. They were too many. And then, something unexpected happened. The hive mind fleet stopped. Every ship in their armada froze in place, engines silent. For hours, nothing happened. And then, as suddenly as they had appeared, the hive mind ships turned around. They retreated. Confusion swept through the galaxy. Why had they left? What had stopped them? The Federation tried contacting Earth again, but there was no response. Until, one day, Zorlin received a message. It wasn't a video transmission this time, just audio. The voice was familiar. You asked for our help, the woman said, her tone as cold and amused as before. You didn't beg, but we helped anyway. You want to know why? Zorlin remained silent, though his heart pounded in his chest. Because we wanted to show you what mercy looks like, the woman continued. You're afraid of us. You should be. But here's the truth. We don't care about your wars. We don't care about your politics. We don't care about your federation. All we care about is one thing, being left alone. Zorlin swallowed hard. Why? Why did the hive mind retreat? The woman laughed softly, a sound that chilled him to the core. Oh, they didn't retreat. They surrendered. Zorlin blinked in disbelief. Surrender? But that's impossible. They don't surrender. They don't even negotiate. They did this time, the woman replied, because we gave them a choice. They could leave, or we could show them what happens when you really fuck with humans. Zorlin's breath caught in his throat. What? What did you do to them? There was a pause. When the woman spoke again, her voice was barely a whisper, yet it carried an unmistakable weight. Nothing. Yet, the transmission ended. The galactic decision. In the weeks that followed, the war came to a sudden and uneasy halt. The hive mind withdrew from every system they had conquered, their forces disappearing as quickly as they had arrived. No one knew why, and the hive mind itself offered no explanation. The Galactic Federation was left to pick up the pieces. Slowly, the rumors about humanity began to spread once more, but now there was something new. A question. What had the humans done to the hive mind? But no one dared ask. No one was brave enough to contact Earth again. They had learned the lesson that many species before them had failed to grasp. You do not provoke humanity. You do not ask them for help. Because even when they save you, the cost might be far greater than anyone can imagine. And so, the galaxy watched and waited. For humanity, mercifully, was silent. For now.